Hey there YouTube, I'm Yukitsu, this is the Yukitsu Times, welcome to my channel, welcome to a little bit of Stellaris. So we've skipped ahead quite a bit. I've got a curse on me right now, but that's fine. We're just basically waiting for stuff to happen. I spent a whole ton of minerals getting the Zentaris black hole station back online, but unfortunately then I lost it to border growth, so we're actually going to be building something in Hell's Maw to try and get that back potentially. I'm going to increase the speed here since we're mostly just waiting for stuff to happen. But yeah, we're hoping that like the disaster hits, because there are disasters in this game. Invasions from beyond, robot uprising, stuff like that can potentially happen. If it's the robot uprising, it's going to affect these guys basically, and only these guys. But I mean, that would be kind of interesting in its own right, but also not interesting because these guys are already quite weak. It would already be quite easy for me to take them out at this point in time. So that happening would make it even easier for me to take them all out, and that would be not that difficult. So I would have to sort of rush into their territory, destroy everything to kill all the robots, and, well, I mean, realistically speaking, what could they then do to do anything about it? We're going to go ahead and just go capacity overload down here. This place is already producing a humongous amount of energy, so that's going to produce even more. But mostly just need to dump a little bit of influence out there. Just throw it out the window, and that's perfectly fine. Other than that, though, like, I'm contemplating getting rid of my ties to these guys pretty soon here. At a certain point, we're going to start probably having to declare war on them if they won't alliance me. So they either have to basically join up or die, is sort of thing there. War declaration from the Zulaka. Okay, actually, I'm going to say okay to this. The reason that I'm going to say yes to this is because I can't declare war on them right now, since we have a peace treaty, but if this happens, I'm allowed to go to war right now. So this sort of skips part of that process there. So I don't... looks like I'm not actually at war right now. Maybe the peace treaty takes precedence over the defensive alliance that I had. I did not think that would be the case, but in any event, I don't think I can do much with these guys while they're at war, honestly, either. That's very strange. Alright. They want active sensor links, I'll agree to that. I'm fine with that. No reason to disagree with it. Alright, let's see what happens once I get this frontier outpost up here. I should have a little bit more push here. If necessary, I'll even get another one and join them. Just because I really want to get back access to the Zentaris black hole there. I'm wondering if I get refunded, like, if this is going to still be being reconstructed, or if I have to repay to get that reconstructed, because I didn't get reimbursed either. Like, you would expect something to happen there, but clearly I'm going to have to frontier outpost the Zentaris black hole right away if I can. Research speed has increased, good. Plant sensor range might be a good upgrade right now. I don't really plan on wasting my time building the sentry outposts, so getting the plant sensor range boosts is actually pretty reasonable. Because I could instead be building like a bunch of Dyson spheres, and the thing about Dyson spheres is that if you have like a ton of Dyson spheres, you can just trade out all of those extra energy credits for extra minerals. So it's like extra production. Like you don't even need to have a good production output anymore if you've got access to the traders, because for some reason they've got unlimited minerals. No idea why they have unlimited minerals, but who knows? Who cares? It's fine. Alright, so I'm thinking that my ally should have the advantage here, but I don't necessarily know for sure that they would actually easily win or anything like that. Alright, so we got this back. Is this being... It is still being rebuilt, and we've got access to it. And I'm going to destroy this, and I'm going to... Okay, so we'll build a frontier outpost here. Sort of leapfrogging that sort of process there. So yeah, we did actually get back those resources, which is really, really good, because otherwise that would have sucked. But I'm losing a ton of mineral or sort of resources while this happens, but let's go ahead and communicate with these. Oops, that's the wrong one. So I'm losing even more, but let's go talk to Zero Core. We would like to trade for minerals. Okay, so we're down to 2,000 energy credits. I bought too many. Okay, so if you're interested in something else, we would like to trade for energy credits. There we go. Okay. So we've lost a ton of resources in that exchange, just through being incredibly inefficient. But, you know, it's fine. I'm not sure how you can have, like, too much money, though, for your banks to hold. It's kind of a weird concept. After this, we'll probably destroy our station at Bintu. We probably won't need it after that. I'm considering possibly pushing outwards on this side, but I really don't need more planets around here, especially these sort of weaker ones. So I think we'll leave them be. Now, while this is building, I'm not allowed to build any other... I probably could have actually built another... started queuing up another megastructure while this was happening, while it was outside my borders, now that I think about it. But that seems kind of exploity, and there might have been some other problems with doing that, so it might have cancelled that or something like that, and I didn't have enough minerals back then anyway, so a lot of reasons not to, I suppose. So this planet is technically full. It would be nice if I got a couple of those guys with strong to come down here. That would be really great, but doesn't seem to be happening. Our techs are kind of useless right now as well, but what can you do? Alright, so these guys got us 30,000 fleet, and they're winning the war, it looks like. Got another 4,000 cluster down there. Hopefully they'll actually destroy this frontier outpost and stuff like that, because I had actually wanted to colonize a planet near there. Actually, no, it was that planet, so... I think. Yeah, I think it was Elimer. Yeah, well. I'm not sure if this is a liberation war, if they're going to directly take a bunch of territory, but I'm guessing they're going to take a bunch of territory directly. They got... It's actually another decent fleet up here. Interesting. Did not think that would be the case. I don't see any resistance from these guys either, the Abrak Royal systems. I think they've been losing too badly in the wars that I fought against them. Still recovering and didn't have a chance to get it back up there. Losing a war in this game is actually incredibly disruptive. It's actually quite hard to recover from any of those. Let's see here. Government... Yeah, so I just need to get rid of this Curse of the Shroud before I do anything too reckless anyway. But... yeah, that's Curator Insight still ticking. That's fine. It's one more year, so that'll be pretty soon. Be actually before we get our Shroud thing going for us again. Alright, so Frontier Outposts are costing me quite a bit. That's fine. So I want to get rid of Hell's Maw as well. Probably just Bintu, actually. Probably just the one. Alright. So I'm kind of wondering when it is I want to go in and start, I want to get rid of my agreement with the Zulu Kako citizen state, like when I want to get ready to betray them, because I can't just immediately betray them or anything like that. Alright, get rid of that. There we go. Does reduce our influence a little bit, but this is all dead space here, so they could expand their border quite a bit. The only thing is that I could lose the Rebellion Vortex, and that would suck a little bit, but not that much. What I'm actually hoping for at this point in time is to find the tech that requires neutron stars, because I've got a couple of neutron stars, like here, for example. Sometimes they have a really powerful armor, neutronium armor, as a strategic resource sort of thing there, so... scientists, great. We've actually got a bunch of open leader slots right now, so it's perfectly fine. I guess we'll get the psionic person. We've got too many other races right now that are sort of gumming this up a bit, but it's not a huge problem. Pilgrim. I think he was mostly just here to increase happiness on the boundary. So I don't think we've actually got any research down here. Yeah, I could probably actually leave with this guy. Let's go ahead into our plant. Actually, let's go back into the... Nope, okay. Let's go back into plants and sectors, figure out where we've got extra science here. It's a shame he can't assist research from the Science Nexus. Maybe he can, I don't know. Let's see here. Hestemer, I'm pretty sure, has already got one. Yep. Okay, what about from one of these sectors? What about Cursa? Looks like they've got something that has... no, it's not. None of them are great. It's just coming from a lot of different planets. Probably also from stations. Almer Tertius is actually pretty okay. Okay, so... let's go ahead and go to... Get our one from Pilgrim. and have him come to Olimar Tertius. Don't know why he's going to Olimar Prime first, but whatever. Misclick of some sort, I guess, but it's okay. Alright, so when can I declare war on these guys? Still got our peace treaty. Like, these guys actually ended up in... Well, I think they actually got attacked by my ally, so I wouldn't have gotten drawn into it because we had a defensive alliance anyway. So, you know, just the way that sort of worked out there. Oops, I think I elbowed that with my elbow, really, but... looks like when this is being repaired, it doesn't have sort of the animation that they have of it being, like, built piece by piece, because when you actually build it from scratch, you build just the core, and then you build the sort of wings one by one. These things actually cost an absolute fortune to build, but they're pretty worth it. I've got the megastructure build speed bonus as well, so... Ooh, you can see some sort of core there. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, Science Nexus is going to be something like an extra 500 science or something like that in total. It's not, probably not actually that. Well, actually it might be something close to that. It's probably just going to spontaneously, instantly become, like, perfectly fine. Yeah, Science Nexus restored. And that has increased our science by a huge amount. Yeah, so it's 90 of each, but then we do get some multipliers afterwards, so like these values get some bonuses after that, so looks like they're not very high right now. I think I have to go in and talk to the curators right now again. Did I run out on that? I think I did. Nope, curators, please. Oh, no, we still do have that. Okay. Alright. So that's going to be pretty good for our science, I'd argue. Might be a good idea for me to try and get some more of those, but for now, I don't think we need anything like that. Maybe I want to build... Don't really think that building build speed really helps me that much right now. I guess we get armored torpedoes. Those can be strategically useful depending on what you end up against. I'm contemplating actually getting the Sentinel array here. I was just saying that I don't really think I need them, but... Actually, what do I need for a Sentry array stage? No, I don't think I really need that. I can get this by increasing my planetary vision radius. This place is pretty good for a Dyson Sphere, though. This is probably actually a risky spot for a Dyson Sphere, because I could lose Hestimer, or lose influence over Aurelian if these guys push out too much. It's a good planet, though, because it doesn't have very much, and you lose all the planetary bonuses whenever you build a Dyson Sphere. This might be a bit safer. It's harder for them to, I think, get anything there. Okay, so build a megastructure, build a Dyson Sphere site. So the first Dyson Sphere site part actually does nothing. You gain no like bonus energy from it, and it costs a fortune to build. So you can keep building more and more sectors or octagons around the Dyson Sphere, or I guess hexagons, I think is what they use actually, and end up with a full Dyson Sphere eventually, but you sort of build it in parts, which I think is a smarter way to do it regardless. But they actually also take apart like all of the surrounding planets and stuff like that, so like all of these planets are completely dead though of any sort of useful resources, so although I could like terraform this place, it's not really that useful. Alright, leader lifespans. I can create Gaias now. Ooh, gene expression. This is kind of actually a hard pick here, but I'm going to go gene expression. Pretty much all of my people are pretty happy anyway, and it's close enough that I don't really have to worry about that. Yes, these guys suddenly have this asshole increase in their borders from something. I'm guessing they must have taken the Ascension perk that increases their border size, because they're suddenly pushing on me a lot harder, but I think we're okay for now. I'm glad that I actually put the... I'm really glad that I put the actual station on the black hole here, because otherwise they would have sort of like retaken it or something like that. They have taken the Rebellion Vortex though, which sucks a little bit, but it's not that bad really. I think that Tiblik was also ours, but that's okay right now. Could potentially take that as well once we get our unity up to... our domination up to the cap there. Alright, what do we got here? Trade agreement has ended. Just now, the staff of the Science Nexus Physics Department simultaneously blacked out for almost 15 minutes. When they wake up again, the physics leader, Ahmed Abbas, was missing. His storage emptied and his drives fried. Okay. Though tight-lipped about his research, it seemed he was nearing a breakthrough. Great. Fantastic. We've got a oh, son of a bitch. We've got a haunted, Sentry or Nexus thing, whatever. Crap. Okay. Well, I think we go for the faster level on this particular instance here. So you're gonna go in there. Alright. This guy's like the best scientist I've ever seen though. Like, Spark of Genius, Psychic, and Maniacal is such a good combination of things. And he's level 5 of course, so if I could keep this guy around for a little bit longer, that would be really, really good. Alright. I could probably do with building more science ships just to make planets happy, but I'm not gonna really bother with that. Alright, so we're actually behind on physics now, which is kind of interesting. It's been like other things for so long. Alright, armored torpedoes. Hull points plus 5%, that's pretty good. Devastator torpedoes though. Might as well go all the way with the torpedoes tech, even though I don't particularly think we'll use them. The way that you have to use torpedoes when you do use them is that you have to have enough crappy ordnance that it sort of overwhelms people's point defense. And this lets you sort of throw out your torpedoes that are going to be able to sort of get past all that point defense and be able to hit the enemy ships without getting taken out. At least that's my opinion of how you should do it. I don't know why our active sensor link isn't working with some of these ships here. Oh well. Alright, we've almost got enough psionic strength. That's fine. Honestly, a lot of these sectors, I don't really need the mining station resources as much anymore as I used to, but still probably a good idea to get them, I guess. I'll be able to sustain like an unlimited number of ships though once I start getting Dyson Spheres online. The only problem is that, like, how long is this stupid thing going to take me? Okay, so I don't even think I can click on this thing yet. Let's see here. It's already 66% done. That's a lot faster than I thought it was going to be, but that's still pretty damn slow. So this initial platform, in fact, is just like the very first part of it, though. It's going to take like another 10 years to do each of the individual parts after that anyway, so... I wonder why my allies retreating ships all the way up to there. It's a little bit peculiar. I think that they've just about probably ended this war, though. They've got like half of this guy's empire here. Can I declare war on these guys fairly soon here? I have to sort of wait until they finish off with... yeah. Early this morning, the Science Nexus staff discovered missing physics leader Ahmed Abbas in the canteen having breakfast as if nothing happened. Woke in bed just moments previously and has no recollection of ever leaving the Science Nexus, but several of his colleagues have voiced concerns that he's making the staff uncomfortable and that he's only pretending not to remember. He could be an asset. Sure, why not? Let's just check what we had him here. So he actually had really good stats there. So we'll put him in charge of physics again, and we'll have an extra scientist who will sort of be loitering around, I suppose. But yeah, I think this might mean that we're up against the Unbidden as our disaster. So that wouldn't surprise me since we've got access, I think, to psionic jump drives and stuff like that as well. So that generally biases the game towards those guys being the case. But I think that we're past the year where they would normally appear. I can't remember. I think it's timer based, but I can't remember for sure. I should have enough strength though to actually beat the Unbidden, no problem. Just sort of roll in before they can get any momentum. If you can take them out quickly, then you're not in any trouble. It's if you let them sort of kick around for long enough that they start becoming a real issue. So these guys I can declare war on now. The only problem is that, like, I don't want to declare war on them until we've got the opportunity to, until they finish their current war, since I don't know what their borders are going to do. And once their sort of borders are defined, we'll be able to determine what we want to pick off them. Alright, so we got the first part of our Dyson Sphere, which isn't really going to do anything at all. And now we have the frame that we need to build, which is going to cost us another 5,000 minerals. Fortunately, we're near our sort of cap on our other stuff here, so let's go ahead and talk to Zero Core. Like to trade for minerals. Let's not buy quite as many this time. Alright, so 9,000 minerals there. The frame also does nothing, so... you can sort of tell how much these stupid things cost. It's only going to take 5 years, though. Okay, so apparently we're terraforming a world that ended up in someone else's territory. Whatever, I'm not really that bothered by that. Because we'll take it back eventually. Alright, so how are things going down here, though? Don't really know. My ally's actually becoming quite large, but I don't think he's actually very strong in terms of his military. Like, pretty much everything is pathetic compared to mine, so... I'm nearing the point, though, where I probably want to finish off the rest of my fleet, just increasing the number of ships I have. Well, maybe not, I don't know. Why did my physics suddenly drop so much? Oh, I know why. We've lost the curator inside, I bet. We'll purchase that, that's fine. And let's go ahead and talk to the Shroud as well, since I think we can reach in there too. Damn it. Alright, we'll increase the lifespans. Nope, nothing. Okay, at least we don't have a curse this time, though. Alright, so no longer trading for, no longer giving away living metal, that's fine. But, yeah, I think that's about all we're going to be able to do here. I needed this war to end, so it's just going to be something we have to wait for. Let's take this one. It'll increase our fleet cap from our vassals, even though apparently their fleet cap is quite low. Not really surprised by that, but it's a lot lower than I thought it was going to be. Like, I think they've got a total of 200 fleet cap between all of them, if that's the case, because I'm getting 20% from each, and then I'm increased it by like 40, so I don't know, that's pretty bad. Kind of wondering if I shouldn't give like a whole bunch of money to my allies or something like that. Or my vassals, I mean. Alright, well, in any event, I think we're going to call this an episode here. Can start doing a little bit of genetic modification on all of my guys, though. And considering that there's nothing to research here, I'm probably going to take a look into doing just that. So why don't we go ahead and actually look at our species here and go on a planet-by-planet sort of basis here, basically. So we can actually modify these guys for a 2-point thing here. And we want to sort of look at what a world is good at, so we would want to take a look at Erga Secundus, for example, and see what we're actually producing there. So let's take a look at, for example, Erga. So Erga Secundus, and this is all of these guys. So what are we producing off this planet here? Well, we're producing 36 of the biology research. This would actually be a good idea to increase that. We're also getting quite a lot of minerals from the planet, but I think we'll go with... So what we can do here is take the humans that are living there, modify them, and increase their knowledge of sociology here. So we can increase this, for example, and that would cost us a point there. We could also give them one other trait here, but let's also look at some of the other ones that we could potentially go for. We could go conservationist, which would actually be quite good as well. It would reduce by 20% the consumer good cost. So what we want to do is sort of just go by planet and figure out what they're good at and modify the people living on there to make it so that they're better at whatever it is they're doing. So we could go ahead and just chuck in conservationist and I think natural sociologists, and this combination would be quite good there, I think. So this will cost us 2,500 research, so we're going to go ahead and modify that. Modify the human species. That'll take us 4 months. So we go ahead and do that, and we'll end up with a new subspecies on that planet. Now what I want to see is if this subspecies ends up being psionic as well, or if I have to sort of, if they end up being not psionic for whatever the hell reason. Would not surprise me in this game at all if they ended up not for no good reason whatsoever. But yeah, if you do it sort of planet by planet, you can really min-max what you're getting out of these guys. So let's see what we get. Should be pretty quick. So it's only going to be 4 months. And we go from 477 to probably like 480, honestly. It's not a big increase, but... And our minerals should also change by a tiny bit.
Species modified.
Yep, 480. It's kind of what I expected. This increased by a tiny amount as well. And looks like these guys do remain psionic, so that's actually really good there. So yeah, these people do have that 5% increase to sociology society output, and that extra 15% now, so a total of 20%, making them pretty good at that. They are consuming 2 units of consumer goods every month, and that only costs us 1.07 minerals, which is basically the cost of like just normal living conditions for a normal regime, but because we've now added in the conservationist as well as some other stuff, like I think us being egalitarian reduces that cost a little bit, and I think that we've also got, actually no, we don't have one of those yet, so yeah, we're gonna have to change our civics up eventually, but so that's that was really good there. And you just sort of do this for like every planet for every species. So we've now got like human, then we've got this other type of human that we've only got 25 of, and you just sort of go down the line of like every single planet, which takes forever. So next up we would go to Hestimer Prime. Oh god, why are we doing this to ourselves? I don't even really need to be min-maxing like this, honestly. Anyway, go down to Hestimer Prime. Let's take a look at what they're doing down here. Well, we've got 44 engineering research, so what we would probably want to do is turn these guys into natural engineers. Surface. Set rights. Modify. I probably could have gone conservationist with these guys like ages ago. Could actually go with 2 types of science for these guys because they're actually pretty good at that, but modify that. Now, the nice thing about going for lots of natural society researchers is that you can do the genetic modifications a lot faster, but I can't believe this war is still going on. Alright, well, in any event, I think we'll call it an episode here. I'm going to be doing a lot of just random doing that sort of stuff, which is going to take a billion years. Let's get the shield capacitors here. Let's get our devastator torpedoes, figure out what we're going to get there. But yeah, I mean, it's going to take me so long to just get every single person modified in our empire, but I think it'll ultimately be pretty worth it. Let's get that. But yeah, I hope you found this video enjoyable, and of course, as always, ooh, physics research plus 20% from dark matter from this little Cocoa state there. So that's plus 20% physics research. That's actually really amazingly powerful. So our science research is probably actually quite high right now. We don't actually know how to get dark matter ourselves, but there's a pretty decent odds that we'll actually have that in our empire since we've got a bunch of black holes. So I just want to get this shield capacitor done since they've greatly increased our odds of getting that tech available to us. Not available to us, but like on the list. What the hell? Oh shit, we just lost a research agreement. God damn it. Okay, so you guys, let's get another research agreement. Really? Okay. Yeah, I didn't think that would actually do anything. Yeah, no, that's not gonna do anything there. Minerals, I guess. Okay, so I need a shift click here apparently. So this will also help in the sense of like making them less shit, so let's confirm that.
Research complete.
Okay, there we go. That fixed that. God damn it. Okay. Really? Okay. So that did not actually get me what I thought it was going to. I was hoping that this would get us access to something else. We got access to neutron torpedoes. These are actually ones that specifically target shields. But that's kind of like not the point of torpedoes. If we're going to target shields, it's better to use kinetics. So we're going to grab another planet sensor range. So yeah, I was hoping that we have a much higher chance of getting dark matter tech now, but looks like we didn't get that. Instead, we got a bunch of curator techs, which is a shame, like because they're useless at this point in the game. If you can rush them really, really quickly, they're kind of useful. But in any event, yeah, I keep saying we're going to end the episode, so I'm actually just getting into here. Bye.